What is going on, guys? Dynamite 296 here again, commentating for the AOR Oceania PS4 F1 League. We are here for round 3 at the Chinese Grand Prix. Now, coming off the last race, a very exciting race, seeing 4 or 5 guys battle it out for the lead. We've got Amazing Hour. Hang on, let me bring up my standings here because I'm not prepared again. We've got Amazing Hour leading the championship on 50 points after 2 race wins. Dubsy in second after being promoted to third after Swaggy received a 5-second penalty as a result of a steward's inquiry after the race. So Dubsy's in second on 35 points and Pete Crichton third on 30 points. As we're here for qualifying at the start of the session, we've got a lot of drivers missing. A few, we know Picker had a problem. James H not being able to make it, so we've got a few reserves in tonight. We'll see who's going to make it out of the track first. It looks very overcast at the moment. Could be in for some rain this session. Should make things very interesting, so we'll see who wants to get out. We've got one of the Red Bulls of what looks to be Zappadoodle, who I think is a reserve, and he's been cut off by McLaren of Sir LJB, so he's the first out. Go on board with... Oop, the camera's not... There we go. On the hard tyre. Very interesting. I think a lot of drivers here will be going for the hard tyre on this first couple of laps. Yes, they are. So everyone looking to probably start on the soft, not medium, sorry. I am way too tired to be commentating tonight, but we'll keep it going. We'll stay here with Sir LJB because he'll be the first one on a flying lap. Pretty straightforward here with strategy here in China. It's fairly simple. Start on the medium, head to the hards. Might see some people try to qualify on the softs, but that is really not the preferred strategy. You're really just ruining your own race there unless you've got the pace in the first 4 laps to pull a significant gap over the rest of the field. So we'll probably see multiple flying laps here from most of these drivers. These hard tyres around China are very hard to get heat into from personal experience, so probably see a banker lap and then a fast lap. This is another terrible camera angle. What is with F1 2019 giving me these terrible camera angles to work with? Here's a better one. As we get ready, Sir LJB is going to be starting his lap. Where can he put his McLaren on the grid? As Crossy F1 has left for the session. That's a bit odd. He's probably having some internet connection issues there. Into turn 1, nice and fast. Keep it tight on the inside. Drift out wide and back into the apex for turn 2. Into turn 3. And up towards turn 4. Wide braking. Just after the 100 meter board, can he get the apex? He's a little wide, but he's not going to lose too much time. Nice exit there. Into turn 5, can it be flat out? Oh, we're not going to get a good shot here of it flat out. I don't think it would be on the hard tyres, especially when they're not worn, as Expert has left the session as well. Fair, looks like we've got a few drivers making mistakes. Into the long right-hander onto the back straight. I think that's turn 12. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now it's important to get your braking right into this hairpin just before the 100 meter board. Make sure you're hitting that apex nicely. So RJB, good job there. Nice exit out of the second to last corner into the final right left-hander. Not too much curb on the exit, comes across the line, a 1:33.2, but he'll probably be going for another flying lap. As we look at some of the others, Zappadoodle, a 1:34, eye contrast is on an outlap. As we Pete Crichton goes top with a 133 flat and is beat by his teammate. Or 0.01 of a second separating them. The two Mercs close at the top. Why are they showing? Okay, that's a bit weird. As now Swaggy goes fastest in the Alfa Romeo, 132.6, significantly faster than the two Mercedes drivers. Can Swaggy pull a surprise pole position out of the bag here? As Stuart McKenzie and Zeppadoodle look to be just doing warm-up laps. We'll stay on board. We'll stay here with Stuart McKenzie using a lot of the curb on the inside at turn 4. Let's exit there. The Williams with that shitty road kit livery. I don't like it at all. Through turn 5. Doesn't seem to be pushing. This might not be a flying lap. As Rumble sets a 34.4, that's definitely a warm-up lap from Rumble there. Yes, definitely a warm-up lap here from McKenzie. So we got championship leader, Amazing Hour. Oh, Chucky sets the fastest lap. I got a feeling he might be on a different set of tyres, but we'll stay here with Amazing Hour. Championship leader, undefeated so far this season in the Williams. He'll be looking to continue his run of form. Remember back to last season, he won the first 4 rounds on the trot. Into turn 4. Nicely through there, clipping the apex, nice exit. Go on board here, will he be flat out through turn 5? Little lift, that's expected on the hard tyres. Down to gear 4, return, whatever plus returned on this track, it gets confusing to me. So high contrast goes up to 3rd with a 132.9. Heading into the long right hander, it's crucial to get a great exit out of here. Wrong exit can lose you a lot of time. He stays close to the inside and he drift out wide. Will he use any of the exit curve? No, he doesn't. Into the DRS zone. Very long time using the rev limiter in gear 7 a lot. Into the hairpin, nice brake. Oh, slight lock up. He's run the tiniest bit wide. It's ruined his exit from the second to last corner. Can he get a nice run through the final corner? Oh, nice run using a lot of exit curve though. Across the line, a 132.4 on the hard tyres. He will probably do a warm. He looks like he's going again. He's going for 2 in a row. What's Chucky? Chucky was on the soft tyres. That's why he's so far up. He'll be probably coming back out on the medium and trying to beat that time. I reckon it'll be very hard for him. We got a yellow in sector 3. Just looks like it might be solo drivers. We got McKenzie getting past the slow Andre. Doodle coming out on the hard tyres again. He might have just been putting some more fuel in. Rossi into 8th place. 2 Mercedes look like they've started more laps. Contrast is going into the pit. So we go back on board with Darren. See what he's doing here. What sort of time can he set on those hards? Can he get anywhere close to the time that Amazing Hour has set? Can't do what I want to do. Okay, sorry about that. I was trying to see if I could get Expert to come back, but it doesn't seem I'm able to invite him, unfortunately. So he goes, Darren coming across the line. Now, what can he set? A 132.9, not much of an improvement. What can Pete Crichton set? Pete Crichton doesn't improve on his time. Will he be on a flying? He might be on a flying lap now, though. Look, yeah, he does look like he's on a flying lap now. But yeah, Darren, still a significant gap to Amazing Al on 2 different laps. Now, Amazing Al probably going another flying lap here. What's it look like he's doing now? He does seem to be pushing. Again into the long right-hander. I'm going to bring up a friggin' track map to tell me, because I can't remember these corner names at China. Okay, apparently got way more corners than I thought about. So he comes across the line, and that is a 132.2. Amazing Al, showing his dominance on this field with an amazing lap on the hard tyres. Will he choose to stay on that, or will he come back out on the mediums? That is the question, as we'll jump on board with Chucky here. Is on another set of the soft compound tyres. Can he improve his lap? I like that number he's using on his car. You'd think Chucky would be able to improve significantly on that time, considering Amazing Al has beaten it on the hard tyres. So we got yellow flags going around everywhere as people slow down on the rear back straight. Oh, Chucky's lost it through turn 8. Spun sideways. Very easy to do if you don't get it just right through there. So you see multiple drivers coming into the pits now. Fresh set of tyres, refuel, Swaggy coming into his pit box as we got Plevs. Is he on a flying lap? Oh, I haven't got the timing thing up again. I am terrible at this commentating stuff. There we go. Alright. It does seem as though Plevs would be on a flying lap. Or not. Yeah, he's not pushing at all. That's not a flying lap. Rumble. Poor showing from Rumble. Lots of mistakes in the Bahrain GP. Could have been well up there with inside the top 10, but just too many mistakes. Dropped him down to P12, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was. Through turn 8 into turn 9. Sort of lap we're looking at here. He does seem to be pushing as Expert finally rejoins. Sorry for not inviting you, Expert. I couldn't. I don't know how. I don't play this game very often. That's a great shot of just a corner with no cars in it whatsoever. Lots of drivers in the pits now. Not much action out on track as Rumble seems to have abandoned this flying lap. Probably wasn't even on the flying lap in the first place. As Plevs now definitely has to be on a flying lap. He can't just be circulating. So this will be a very good lap. Using a lot of entry. Oh god, Ryan, speak proper English. Through turn 8 into turn 9. Does he use much curb on the exit? No, he doesn't. We see a lot of the faster drivers, and that's a lot of exit curb on the through turn 10, turn 11, turn 12, into the long turn 13. Using a bit of a wider line, using some of the exit curb onto the back straight. Can he get his braking right into the hairpin? Yeah, a little off the apex and runs a little wide on the exit, but not as bad as Amazing Al's attempt before. Through the final corner, and he comes into the pits. What are these guys doing? I think they're on fast laps and they're not. Stuart McKenzie's on a fast lap on the softs. He'll be looking to be somewhere near his teammate to help him in the battle for his championship. As he comes across the line, he can only manage 130. Oh, he goes pole. He goes provisional pole. Sorry, the timing screen's glitched up. Goes provisional pole with a 131.6. Seems like it'll take an immense lap for someone on the medium tyre to beat that. but we'll see, you never know. Some of the guys in here are godlike with their laps. Eye contrast on a flying lap, going through turn 2 now, down into turn 3 on the medium tyres in that 90 years Ferrari. Through turn 4 into turn 5. Now to turn 6, Red Bull gets out of his way, slightly wide, but that shouldn't hurt him too much. Is he taking turn 7 flat out? 7th gear, little lift by the centre, runs a bit wide. It's going to affect his run through turn 8. He's just to slow down a lot into turn 8. Through turn 9 into turn 10, doesn't have much exit, no exit curve through either of those. Now it's the crucial part, turns 11, 12 and 13. Can he get a nice run onto the back straight and carry the momentum all the way down? As he's very tight using the curve, that's going to unsettle the car a bit now. Down the back straight, now the top line speed of this Ferrari. DRS open. The next crucial part is the braking zone. Can he get it right? No lockups. Down into gear 2, gear 1, slight lockup, nice run through there. Into the final corner, this looks like a solid lap from eye contrast as he cuts it, runs very wide on the exit. What's it going to be? A 32.2, so it can't beat Amazing Hour or Stuart Mackenzie's time, which you got to say now looks very much like Amazing Hour could have pole position in the bag. He's shown some incredible pace around this track. As we go on board, Chucky's on the soft tyres again. Swaggy on the mediums now. Can he get himself anywhere near Amazing Hour's time? All these drivers have one person to aim for, and that is Amazing Hour. He's looking like he's got a nice rhythm around this Shanghai International Circuit. Down the back straight, looked like there was a Merc not far in front of Swaggy, so he might receive a little bit of a tow. Might be catching the back end of the tow off that Mercedes, who looks like he's on his outlap or lock up and slightly wide for the Alfa Romeo driver, but shouldn't have lost too much time. As Stuart Mackenzie retires, what is with these camera angles? Across the line, 31.5, he goes provisional pole, ahead of Stuart Mackenzie, who is out of this session. Jump on with some of the other drivers now. The Sir LJB jumps up to 5th place, 32.2. I'm Chucky. 31.9 to put him in 3rd place. See some of the other drivers. Contrast coming into the pits. His session is over. He's looking for 6 or lower. Who's the next person to finish their flying lap? Someone coming through the front. This looks like there's an amazing hour on the lap. Yep, Amazing Hour is coming through. Can he beat his time? What can he do? As Amazing Hour goes across a 31.3 to take provisional pole. Still a few drivers to come across the line. Swaggy's not on a lap. Down 11. Spilly's coming into the pits, just looking for some drivers who are on laps. As Rumble comes across the line, 31.8. And for Darren 11, he's going to be the next of the drivers to be able to challenge Amazing Hour. Comes through the final corner. What can he do? He's aiming for a 31.3. Oh, just misses. Oh, actually, it's a fair way off. Actually, does not have the pace of the top two. 31.9 behind Rumble and Stuart Mackenzie, but crucially on those medium tyres. As Pete Crichton can only go 7th on a 131.9. The Mercedes lacking a lot of pace here in China. As we look to see Plevs now on a lap, what can he do to move up the field? Crossy goes up to 11th on a 32.7. Can Plevs improve here? Be the last of the drivers to finish. Using a lot of curb through turn 14. Can he get a nice run through the final corner? Yes, he does, using a lot of extra curve though, but it was still fast. What can he do? He moves up to 9th on a 1:32.1. So there you have it. Amazing Hour on pole position. Swaggy, from the disappointment of Bahrain to now front row, sharing the front row with Amazing Hour on a 31.5, and Stuart McKenzie on the soft tyre, only able to manage 3rd place. He'll be hoping to get a good start though with on that softer compound tyre, but he will be one of the very early pitters. Dubsy moved up to 4th and all that. I completely forgot Dubsy was a part of this session. I forgot he even raced. I read somewhere that he wasn't racing tonight, but he is here. He manages to put it on the 2nd row with a 31.7. And the big shock, both the Mercedes 6th and 8th, unable to match the pace of Amazing Hour. Looking very slow here compared to the Williams, and by contrast down in 11th place. Again, another poor qualifying from the Ferrari driver, not able to get anywhere near the top 5 where he was battling all through last season. I got XP for just commentating on this. This is awesome. So there we have the grid for AOR Oceania PS4 F1 Chinese Grand Prix. F1 Amazing Hour and Swaggy make up the front row. Stuart McKenzie and Dubsy on the 2nd row, but Stuart McKenzie on that soft tyre probably won't be battling for the podium positions for very long. Rumble and Darren on the 3rd row. They'll be hoping to capitalise on any mistakes from the front 4. Chucky in 7th, only 7th on the soft tyre, and Pete Crichton 8th, Plevs 9th, and Sir LJB 10th. That is the top 10. Well, I hate to say it, but I got a feeling this could be a very boring race with the pace that Amazing Hour has. To be able to set the lap times that he does around this track, taking a significant advantage to put it on pole position by 2/10, I think it was, to Swaggy, but definitely looking more comfortable than Swaggy in the Alfa Romeo. Swaggy will be hoping to take the challenge to Amazing Hour, but I gotta say it does look like Amazing Hour has this one in the bag, barring any mistakes. But we'll wait to see. It'll be interesting to see how any of the soft qualifiers of Chucky or Stuart McKenzie, how their strategy pans out in this race. Wait for the drivers to ready up here, and as we go away on the formation lap. Even Amazing seems to have got a good start on for the formation lap. That's got to bode well for him. So you got Amazing Hour on the mediums, Swaggy on the mediums, and Stuart McKenzie, the first of the soft runners. You'd think they'd be higher, but no. The pace is just not there on the softs compared to these mediums. Then we have Dubsy on the mediums, Rumble on the mediums, Darren 11 on the mediums. Then comes the next soft runner of Chuggy. So you could pretty much stay there out of the top 10. Give it 4 laps, they'll be in for their pit stop fairly quickly, unless they have a tyre where gods. Pete Crichton on the mediums. Sir Plevs is falling. Plevs on the mediums, and Sir LJB on the mediums. That's the top 10. Then you have Contrast, Spilly, Crossy, Andre, Zeppadoodle, Expert, and Tomato. Harry Tomato starting on the hards as well as Zeppadoodle. Expert is on the softs, medium, sorry. Andre Gamu on the mediums. Crossy, if I can see. Crossy's on the mediums. Spilly on the mediums, and Contrast on the mediums. So Contrast here will be looking to get a good start up into the top 10 fairly quickly. He'll want to be past Sarah LJB, Plebs, Pete Crichton, up near that top 5. He's got a better chance of doing it here than he did in Bahrain, where he was starting way back down in 16th, 15th place. Jump on board here with the pole sitter. Amazing Hour. He had an amazing start last year in the Sauber. Can he do the same in the Williams this year? Swaggy be looking to get. He had a good start in Bahrain too. Can he get a good start here to get past Amazing Hour off the line? I am really jumbling up my words right now. This is terrible. So we gets ready for the start of this race. The top three are a long way away from the rest of the grid. Looks like Dubsy's slowing everyone else up. As it looks like Dubsy may have been kicked from the formation lap because his car is not on the... there it is. Now it pops in. That's a bit weird. So we get ready for the start of this Chinese Grand Prix. Will it be an amazing hour domination fest, or will we see someone take the fight to the Williams driver as we get ready for the 5 lights? We got smoke coming off the cars. What is this? I've never seen this sort of stuff before. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and they're off. An amazing hour seems to get against that. Rumble gets bogged down on the grid, but amazing hour keeps the lead from Swaggy. Dubsy's got a good start to get past Stuart McKenzie, who's now trying to go around the outside. Dubsy forcing him wide. Will he force it? Stuart McKenzie's held it into turn 3. And now we got Darren 11 making the move on Dubsy. Can he get past the Ferrari driver? Oh, there's been a collision and Dubsy's off. Dubsy's out. Dubsy's out of the race. He's come together with Darren or Pete. I can't remember. I think it was Darren. Oh my God, that's been a shock here at the start. As I Contrast makes his way up into 7th place and Sir LJB up into 8th. Oh my God, that was one of the title contenders. 2nd place in the championship he was. He's out of this race. Coming together, looks like he just come across the front of the Mercedes. Oh, I'm in shock. That's a surprise and a half coming to this race. Plevs has lost positions off the start. Bring up a position counter. Experts make up position. Crossy's lost a couple of positions. So the big losers there are Plevs and Chucky. Chucky on the softs, I'm not too surprised. Pete Crichton, the big gainer, up into 4th place. From 8th, he'll be looking to chase down Amazing Hour and Swaggy. But he's got to get past Stuart McKenzie on the softs. Amazing Hour's teammate. I wouldn't be surprised if he puts up a big fight. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry about that. As we got Rumble and Darren going side by side through turn 1 into turn 2. As Darren's going to make the move. He's going to do the over and under. And now Rumble's doing the... Oh my God, this is just switching places left, right, and centre. Now Contrast is going to look up the inside of Rumble. Backs out of it, not wanting to do what his teammate did. As Darren makes a position, Rumble loses a position. And now we've got a train forming behind Rumble. Looks like he's lacking a bit of pace in this early part of the race. Lots of medium runners behind him. Can Contrast get the move done? He's looking very racy at the start. Again, another poor qualifying. He's had to make positions, but he's done it very quickly. Up 4 spots from where he started into 7th place. He'll be looking to make a move here out of turn 13 down the back straight. Rumble's also not that far behind Darren 11. He seems to have lost a bit of ground. High Contrast seems to have the run now. Oh my God, what is with this camera? We'll go on board. Using the slipstream and the straight line speed of the Ferrari. That Ferrari engine is a lot more powerful than the Hondas. Easiest passing without DRS into straight into the hairpin. Rumble loses yet another position off the start. Down into 7th place. High Contrast now 5 positions, and now Sir LJB will be looking to get past the Toro Rosso Honda driver as Rumble looks to be close in the turn 1. I thought he was going to go for the move there. I was going to say that'd be very unusual. As we got Plevs right on the arse of Chucky. Oh, sorry for the swear word. That slipped out. As Crossy and Andre Gamu are going side by side. Andre Gamu's looking down the inside of turn 3 into turn 4. I think Crossy has managed to pull off that move. And Harry Tomato now. Doesn't seem to like to qualify this year, Harry Tomato. Started last again, but can he get another points finish? As we got Zepadu looks to have made a mistake and dropped a fair few positions out of turn 6. As we got a train now of the Racing Point 2 Red Bulls and the Alfa Romeo. All line astern, Zappadoodle on the back end of Crossy. Can he get that position back after making a mistake? We've got Plebs and on Tricky. Plebs making the move on Tricky, but will he get the move done on the straight? This is a terrible camera angle as Plebs has DRS, so Plebs is going to easily keep that position into the hairpin. As Expert now on the rear end of Tricky in the Haas. Can he get past the McLaren driver going into turn 1? As Expert and Chucky go side by side down the front straight. Expert on the outside, he's managed to pull off the move into turn 1, but Chucky seems to have given him a bit of a tap into it. Amazing move by Expert. Around the outside going into turn 1, he locks up into turn 3. Can Chucky do anything about that? Those soft tyres must be getting very worn now. It's about lap 4. Oh, Chucky's going to try around the outside of turn 6. Can he do the over and under? I don't think so. Expert's going to have the tyre wear on him on those mediums. As we jump back up to the front, the two Mercs hounding the Williams driver of Stuart McKenzie. Wow, these cameras here in China are terrible. Stuart McKenzie doing a great job on those soft tyres to keep these two, but he locks up. This is going to give the Mercedes drivers a run as they go into turn 12. Through turn 13, I thought that Pete was going to try and hold it up his inside. Oh my god, these camera angles. Pete Crichton's going to make the move before DRS. We've got two Mercedes side by side trying to get past the Williams. Who's going to come out on top here? They're 3 wide going into the hairpin. And it looks like it's going to be Darren who's going to hold it round the outside of Pete Crichton to take 3rd position. What an amazing move by Darren there. Capitalise on Pete getting slowed down by Stewart and has taken that position, but now Pete's going to look to get him back into turn 1. They don't want to battle here too much. This will allow Swaggy and Amazing Hour to pull away a bit as Pete too far back to make a move into turn 1. Stewart will be coming in soon. Obviously his tyres will be going off, which is why that move was so easy for the two Mercedes, but spectacular from Darren to use the slower driver to make the decisive move onto the podium past his teammate. And now we've got eye contrast, not that far behind. He'll be looking to get past Stewart very quickly and get into the battle with these two Mercedes. So we look back at the front, Amazing Hour, nearly 3-second lead over Swaggy. I kind of predicted this. He loves this track. He's got a good rhythm around this track. As we see the two Mercedes not that far away from each other. 4 tenths separates the two Mercedes drivers. Pete will be looking to use DRS and slipstream down this back straight to get back past his teammate. He has looked the quicker driver this weekend. As we got eye contrast making the move on Stuart McKenzie. Stuart will probably be coming into the pits not too far away to get rid of those soft tyres looking very worn on his car. I wouldn't be surprised if he comes in this lap, which I think he has done. Stuart McKenzie into the pit lane on the softs. This will take him out of the battle, probably moving him onto a 2-stop or a 1-stop if he can manage to get the hard tyres to last. As we got Pete Crichton very close to the back of his teammate. He'll be ruining that mistake of trying to dive it up the inside of Stewart into turn 12. That cost him momentum through turn 13 and down the back straight. So what other battles we got? Expert on the back of Crossy here, still trying to find a way past. Harry Tomato's made it past both the Red Bulls and the McLaren of Chucky, who I think has made a pit stop. No, he hasn't. He's still on the soft tyres. He's just fallen way to the back. You'd think he would have pit by now, but seems to be sticking with them soft tyres. Yeah, Harry Tomato, the silent assassin. As Expert makes a mistake up ahead through turn 8. That's going to leave him vulnerable to the Alfa Romeo. Just clipped the grass, losing the rear end. Put him wide. That's a very odd audio sound that we were getting there. Can the Alfa Romeo driver, with the Red Bulls not too far behind, can they make the move on the black and gold Haas to make it into 11th place? Is Expert moving down the straight to try and get rid of the slipstream? But I think the Alfa Romeo driver is going to have it here. Can he get him into the hairpin? Will he look for the move? He goes to the outside. Can he outbrake him? This Expert locks up. He's going to hold it, and Expert's just going to force him onto the curb, unable to make the move. He's going to try for the over and under into the final corner, around the outside. Expert again pushes him wide, but he's held on. He's still right on the rear end of that Haas. Can he make the move into turn 1? Can he do a repeat of what Expert did to Chucky? He looks for it, but can't get the move done. Expert too good into turn 1. Oh, but Expert's one wide now. The Harry Tomato's going to battle him around the outside of turn 3. Can he get the exit through turn 4? He's lost the rear end. Too much power. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's exciting. He's going to go up the inside of turn 6 now. And he looks to have clipped the Haas. And Expert stays ahead. These two are going hammer and tong at it. Never one seems to have a slight advantage. They make a mistake and... Oh, my throat is a little sore from this now. Alright, it's all seemed to have calmed down now. He'll be looking to get on the next lap. We'll jump back up to the two Mercedes. What are they doing? They are following her. Pete Crichton's just sitting behind, patiently waiting, probably saving a bit of fuel, saving a bit of tyres, waiting to make the decisive move. But all while this is happening, Amazing Hours pulling away from Swaggy, which is in turn pulling him away from the Mercedes. As Pete looks very close going into the final corner. Nice run. Can he get the move? Will he try for a move down into turn 1? No, he holds behind. Could be just using each other here to try and catch Swaggy. Pete really pushing down through turns 1 and 2. In contrast, made 6 positions, has been the driver of the race so far. Can he get into this fight with the two Mercs? He's still got Rumble behind him. Rumble got passed by the Ferrari very easily, but has not lost ground to him. Still within the second, still within that crucial DRS zone. He'll be hoping not to make any mistakes today. Top 6 to him would be excellent. Spilly very close to the back of LJB now. They dropped off from the Toro Rosso driver. As Sir LGB looks to have made a mistake, this is going to bring Spilly right into it through turns 10, 11 and 12. 11, 12 and 13, sorry. Can Spilly get a good exit onto the back straight and capitalise on the mistake by the McLaren driver? Down the back straight they go. Will he get DRS? Yes, he does. Can he make a move into the hairpin? I wouldn't be surprised to see Sir LJB going defensive. Will Spilly go to the outside? Yes, he does. Can he get the move done around the outside of the hairpin? Sir LJB a lot of... I'm too tired. Through the final corner. It looks like he's very close now. Can he get the run into turn 1? Will Sir LJB go on the defensive? Yes, he is. Spilly's gone right to the inside. Will he get the move done? Yes, he will. Nice move by Spilly into turn 1. Get up the inside, but he's run a little bit wide. Will that invite Sir LJB back? No, it hasn't. Sir LJB stays behind. Very nice move from Spilly into turn 1. Always good when you can get a move done into that corner. As we have a look at them, Pete once again very close behind his teammate. They're now not that far behind Swaggy either. Only 1.2 seconds between Swaggy and Darren, who in turn has 5 seconds to Amazing Hour, who's just having his own race out the front. He's just gone, he's checked out. This is why he won the championship last season, this ability to just check out, gain a 4-second, 5-second gap in the early laps. As we now see Darren very close. Will he be inside that DRS range of Swaggy to be able to make a move on the Alfa Romeo drive, or close enough to get to even think about making a move? Yes, he does have the DRS. This is going to pull him well within the DRS of the Alfa Romeo. And I think Swaggy might be looking at losing 2 positions here. These Mercedes Might have not had the pace in qualifying, but they look like they've got the pace in the race. At least to be on the podium. They have pulled away from Contrast and Rumble, who seem to be having their own little battle back there. The main straight, Darren has dropped that gap from 1.2 seconds to 0.5 of a second in a sector and a bit. Now through turns 1, he's gaining. Swaggy might be having problems with his tyres might be starting to go off. Just does not seem to have the race pace of these two Mercedes, who look like they're on rails at the moment. Second separates these three. And I'd say as soon as they get to that back straight, as we have an incident in sector 1, who is it? We got no one. It looks like it might have been Plevs. Yes, I think it was Plevs who's made a mistake, and now he's missing more front wing. That's dropped him behind Crossy now, which is unfortunate. Yes, he's got front wing damage. That's going to be very crucial for his race. Lots of corners around here. It's going to affect him a lot as we move back to Darren now, who's going through turns 12 and 13. Can he get the run going onto the back straight? We know that Alfa Romeo is very quick in a straight line, but can it... It's camera angles, man. We'll watch it from Pete's point of view. Go back to Darren. Go to Swaggy. Can Darren make the move? He's got the run. Swaggy's not even going to defend. He just lets the Mercedes by. And that's Darren up into P2. Swaggy's probably just going to sit here and wait for some DRS and slipstream from the Mercedes driver. As Pete Crichton's pulled into the pit lane, he'll be looking on the undercut for his teammate. This has come for a shock. Very early pit stop from the Mercedes driver. Can he get the undercut on his teammate and on Swaggy, who will probably be battling as Swaggy pushing the Merc through 1, 2 and 3. That's pretty normal considering he's got DRS. As Plevs comes into the pits too to fix that front wing. But yeah, Swaggy not fighting position, saw the Merc coming, just decided to let him through and not cost himself 2 positions at once. Amazing out, got the lead up to 6.2 seconds now. He's just pulling away, showing no mercy to the rest of this field. He's pretty much got the ability to pit whenever he wants. As we now see Darren showing his speed, pulling away from Swaggy's, opening up the gap little bit by little bit. 10th here and a 10th there. Oh, excuse me. As he seems to run a little bit wide through turn 11. Can Swaggy do anything on the back straight? Will he look to try and get his position back? Will he just stay put and take the slipstream and DRS of the Mercedes driver? DRS open, let's see what he does going into the hairpin. Darren's not looking to defend. Swaggy's just going to stay behind, too far behind. He locks up though. I thought he was going around for a minute there, but seems to have held it. I wouldn't be surprised if these two come into the pit lane now, as it looks like they have. This will be a race between Alfa Romeo and the Mercedes pit crew. Ooh, very close. Darren very early to pit as Rumble comes in as well. He might play a key part in this. Will he hold Darren up? No, he doesn't. But Darren comes out just ahead of Rumble. Can Swaggy's pit crew? No, he's going to get held up. He's lost crucial time, and this should allow Pete Crichton, who's coming through now. Will he jump? I think he's jumped them. He's jumped everyone. He's jumped his teammate, and he's jumped Swaggy, and that's Expert now, who hasn't pit yet on the back of the Mercedes. He'll be pitting though, so he'll drop back. Harry Tomato up in the 4th place on those hard compounds of tyres. Watch for him at the end of the race. If he's able to pull a gap on the medium runners, he will be flying at the end. And Spilly up in the 3rd on the mediums. Contrast still yet to pit. He's 2nd. He'll have to watch it. He might actually have a chance of coming out ahead of Swaggy, barring any mistakes on this lap. Stuart McKenzie, who is on the hard tyres, has come out just ahead of Rumble. So this could be crucial for Eye Contrast, as Rumble was probably looking to undercut Eye Contrast, but he's going to now deal with Stuart McKenzie, who pitted on lap 5, I think it was, and is now going to be stuck behind the Williams driver, who has not shown great pace. It's been solid, decent pace, but not great, not front-running pace on that hard medium of tyre. Hard compound of tyre, sorry. But he's going to have DRS going to the hairpin, but Stewart's defending. Will it be an easy move for Rumble? It seems like it is. Into the fire. Yes, Breeze has passed him. As we have the top three now coming to the pit. Amazing how he's coming out of the pits easy. No risk from anyone. He'll probably lead this race straight through to the end. As Pete Crichton moves in the second, as the Hairy Tomato now loses 2 places to the Mercedes. I wouldn't be surprised if he let them pass and he's just doing his own race now. He'll probably stay on the back of them, hope for some DRS and slipstream. As I contrast now, it's come out ahead of Rumble and not that far behind Swaggy. Can he catch the Alfa Romeo driver on the hard compounded tyre? As Darren is right behind his teammate now. He'll be ruining that undercut, that strategy from his team. As it looks like Plevs and Chucky might be going at it. Yes, they are. Through turns 1, Plevs makes the move and takes the position off Chucky, who probably pitted a lot earlier than the Renault driver. As Expert has now pitted behind them, but Chucky's looking for the move into turn 6. Can he do the over and under on the Renault driver? He's pushing him. Plevs, good defending there, holding it on the apex to make sure that he couldn't get the over and under on him. Look to the 2 Mercedes drivers coming through turn 13. What will Darren do? Will he sit behind his teammate? Will he try to make the move into second place? Swaggy, who is now right behind his teammate, Harry Tomato, just lets him through. So LJB makes the move on the Red Bull driver. Nice move, but the Red Bull driver is going to get the over and under. Zeppadoodle. He'll be on the outside, but for the final corners, Sir LJB just manages to hold the position. Can the Red Bull driver stay close enough to get DRS? It looks like he's not going to be able to do anything. Sir LJB pulls ahead and looking considerably faster than Zep. He'll be chasing after Spilly now. Sir LJB seems to have lost a fair amount of position since his pit stop, behind a fair few drivers now. Might have got held up in some traffic. Got Stuart McKenzie running his own race now. Contrast. Rumble again, not that far behind Contrast. These two pretty much inseparable in this race. Not much going on at the moment. As Pete Crichton looks to have pulled a gap to his teammate. This could be interesting. If he can get out of that crucial DRS zone, he'll be able to pull away, I reckon. Pete's looked faster all race, especially from the start, being able to get the better start, get ahead. And then when Dan got past at that crucial moment, he stayed with him that entire time. Sarah as Rumble's right on the back of Contrast. This could be interesting. It's amazing how it sets a fastest lap of the race. RJB too far back on Spilly. The gap just under a second. He'll be getting DRS through the final corner onto the main straight. No DRS for the McLaren driver. Maybe made a mistake dropping out of DRS zone. That's a bit unusual, as Rumble's now right on the back of Contrast. Seems to be a lot more comfortable on these hard compounded tyres. Can he get past the Ferrari driver, who seems to be struggling a bit in this second stint of the race? Through turn 6, going into the fast S section. As Contrast seems to run it a bit wide through turn 7, which affects him through turn 8. Rumble getting the much better line. Gains a bit of time on him. The gap just over half a second. It'll be crucial for Rumble to make sure turns 11, 12 and 13 are all perfect in order for him to get a run out of turn 13 onto the back straight. Can the Toro Rosso Honda driver do it? Remember, he's got a significant straight line speed deficit to the Ferrari driver, who passed him easily on in the first couple of laps, but he's going to have DRS here. Can he get the move done? Very long back straight, very long DRS zone. He's going to come to with just under half a second into the hairpin. Runs it a tad bit wide, nearly running into the back of Ferrari driver. It'd be crucial here to get a good run through the final corner. Now he's run wide. That's going to affect his run onto the back straight. Continues. Rumble looking considerably faster here as they are starting to catch the Harry Tomato, who is yet to pit. Could he play a key role? Could we see Rumble do something similar to what Darren did to Pete Crichton? That gap teetering between half a second and just over half a second. No other battles throughout the field. It looks like Crossy might be getting close to Zep. But we've gone over... Sorry. Gone over just over half distance. Rumble's going to get DRS going into the hairpin. This is probably a bit too far back on this occasion as Darren 11 is right behind his teammate. Can he make the move going into turn 1? I think he's finally had enough. He wants to get past. He's not using DRS, but he's going to get past. He's going to make the move up into turn 1. Darren 11 makes the place up to second past his teammate. Can Pete Crichton do anything about it? Looks to have the better run into turn 3. Can he stay within DRS to make it? But Darren looks like he's had enough. There's still 8-second gap between him and Amazing now, so it's probably a bit too late to be going on a charge now. But just out of nowhere, as we got multiple position changes, Zeppadoodle's come into the pits, and that has brought multiple drivers up. As the two Red Bulls lie last, what a sad fall from grace from last season for the Red Bull team. As Pete will be looking to get back past his teammate. Darren through turn 13, opening that gap, that crucially bringing that gap to nearly a second. As the Harry Tomato is pitted and dropped all the way back to 12th, he'll be looking to make his way through the field. And there's Spilly very close to the back of Stuart McKenzie. Can Spilly go for the lunge? He's going to go try around the outside of Stuart McKenzie into the hairpin. Stuart squeezing him. Will the Racing Point driver get the over and under? It looks like he will. Not close enough, but can he get the run through the final quarter, make another move into turn 1 for the Racing Point driver? He's got the DRS, will he look for the move into turn 1? He's going to have to go to the outside this time. Stuart defends the inside. Can he hold it? What an amazing move by Spilly. Oh, Stuart's tapped him wide. They're both off. They're both off. Stuart has sent them both wide, and that's brought Sir LJB into this. And Spilly's made the move work, but this has brought the McLaren driver right back into that unfortunate error by Stuart, trying too hard, brake too late to defend the position. As now Sir LJB is going to get past, he's going to try around the outside. No, he's been sent wide and he's spun. Stuart has sent Sir LJB wide and spun him round. That could be crucial after the race for Stuart McKenzie, and if he even gets to finish in the points. Williams driver being very aggressive in his defending, making a few mistakes, costly mistakes for other drivers. And Sir RJB, I can guarantee, will not be happy about that. Had a clear run around the outside into turn 7. Now down in 10th, probably on overheated, worn tyres, having to make his way through the field again. As we now got Pete Crichton on the back of his teammate again. These Mercedes drivers, I don't know who's going to come out on top. But just when one looks like he's pulling away, the other one steps up his pace. He's very close now to his teammate. Darren making that crucial move a couple laps ago, but Pete looks like he's found some more pace over his teammate. As we watch this battle unfold, will Pete make the move? Is he happy to just sit and wait for the final couple laps, save tyres, save fuel, save ERS at that too? Through 12 into turn 13. There's not much to commentate on in this race. It's just a lot of drivers following each other. We've got two of the worst camera angles ever seen in this game. This camera shows nothing. This camera shows nothing of what I want to see. But Pete Crichton looks like he's going to be close to his teammate. Not close enough. Seems to be running 0 ERS at the moment. So he is just saving. Just happy to sit behind his teammate. I reckon we'll come back to this battle in a few laps and they will be really going at it in the final couple laps. As Swaggy has fallen to 4th, sitting in a lonely 4th now. Doesn't seem to have the pace of the two Mercedes, but is quicker than Contrast and Rumble, who are now separated by more than a second. Spilly again, after getting past Stewart, is in a lonely 7th. Well, not. Then you got Stuart Crossy and Sir LJB, who's going to have to recover from not his mistake, but a mistake that made him spin. Harry Tomato makes his way up into 11th place on those medium tyres. Stuart McKenzie gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Very normal around this track, not surprised. Multiple places where you can cut or exceed track limits. As we look at the race lead, he's got amazing. He's got a 10-second lead now. It's pretty much the length of that back straight. Just pure dominance here shown by the Williams driver. He sets another fastest lap too, just to rub it into their faces. We have Rumble now back within the DRS zone of Contrast. Has Contrast made a mistake to bring Rumble back into this? See who's made their pit stops. So everyone making one stop except for Andro's made 2. That's why the gap is huge. As this race is not as good as Bahrain, it's taking a slow turn now. Not much to commentate on. Multiple drivers within DRS zones, just not close enough to make moves down that back straight. No one really having a significant pace advantage over another driver, as now Darren seems to have pulled the gap out to Pete again to nearly a second, as Rumble seems to have closed the gap to Contrast to well under a second. Oh, this Contrast seems to have made a big mistake there through turn 11. Will this give Rumble the run he needs through turn 13 onto the back straight? With DRS now, that Ferrari does have a significant straight line advantage, but with DRS and slipstream, can the Toro Rosso driver do anything? He's swerving, he's looking just not able to get anywhere on the main straight. Very close through the final second to last corner. As Swaggy gets handed a 3-second time penalty, that could be crucial. If he loses more time, he can fall back behind these two. As Rumble now very close through the final corner onto the back straight. Well within slipstream and DRS. Will he make the move on Contrast? He's going to be very close. There's a bit of lag there. That looks like Contrast has been forced wide. Not sure about that, but These two now very close. That costly mistake by Contrast in the turn 11 seems to have brought Rumble right onto the back of him and battling for a top 5 position. And this could actually help Swaggy that these two are battling now. Because even with that 3-second penalty, he'll be able to pull a gap. So we now got Crossy. Stay on board here, but we see Crossy is very close to the back of Stuart McKenzie. He'll be looking to make the move. And LJB not far behind him. And they've got the hairy tomato bearing down on them on those fresh medium tyres. As Contrast looking to not give any slipstream to Rumble as they come through turns 12. This is going to be crucial for Rumble. Can he get a good drive through turn 13 compared to Contrast? I don't think so. I think it's going to be a repeat of last lap. He's going to be just too far away to do anything. That Ferrari's straight line speed, that's the only thing keeping him ahead at this point in time. As Rumble looks very close. He's just not close enough to look for a move down the inside. His best hope is through turns. We've got yellow flags in sector 1 and 2. Anyone made any significant mistakes? It does not look like it. Doesn't look like anyone's made a mistake. I'll go through the field and we have a look at a few drivers here. Might be one of the Red Bulls. Oh yeah, Andre's gone around. He's already too far back anyway. We'll look at Rumble and Contrast. Again, the Toro Rosso just not able to get past the I'm so used to saying the Mercedes, the Ferrari. Although Contrast very lucky, he's got the straight line speed to keep ahead of the Honda engine. But without that straight line, maybe if he sacrificed a bit of that straight line speed, he'd be able to pull away from Rumble through turns 7 and 8 here. There's again Contrast running that very wide line through 7, which does seem to affect his run into turn 8. And that's where Rumble's gaining his advantage. Contrast just able to pull a bit through turn 10 into turn 11 and 12 now. Rumble very close, using a lot of curb. That might have affected his run. As I'm just looking for my TV remote because it's about to turn off. There it is. Onto the back straight. Rumble's very close now, within half a second. 2/10. Can he get the move done? Contrast isn't even going to defend as Rumble now blitz past with the DRS. But Contrast knows he's got the straight line speed advantage. He'll be looking to make the move up into turn 1 now on his teammate. His Pete Crichton's getting significantly close to his teammate again. I told you that battle would heat up in the final couple of laps. As Ferrari drivers, he'll probably just hold on for this lap, wait for that back straight again. As we now got Crossy very close behind the Williams driver and Sir LJB very close behind him. And there you can see Swaggy's teammate, the Hairy Tomato, who's dropped the gap from 3.5 seconds to 2 seconds. Zepp looks like he's made the move past Zeppadoodle for 14th place. As Andre is going very slow here, laps down. His race is pretty much over. He's on with the leader. Just nothing to say. He's in his own world. Such a dominant performance by the Williams driver. Not much to say, really. Pete now bearing down on Darren again with 2 terrible camera angles. Pete will be looking now, he'll probably be right on his teammate with only 3-4 laps to go. He'll be hoping to get the move done and back up into 2nd place. It's crucial for his championship, but it's also crucial for Darren's championship that he keeps that 2nd place to bring him back into it. He's had 2 poor results in the first 2 rounds. Significantly behind on his teammate and Amazing now, as Rumble and Contrast are going at it again. They're side by side going down the front straight. Rumble with DRS holds the position over Contrast. I may have missed their battle going down the back straight, as now we got Crossy again on the back of Stuart McKenzie. The gap only 0.4 of a second. Can he get the move done into turn 1 like his teammate? No. Stuart McKenzie just holds on, but keep in mind, Stuart, we do know, has that penalty. As Billy Crossy's already looking for the inside. No, can't do it. Will he look for the run up into turn 6? Everything's heating up now here at the end. All the drivers getting close. Everyone concertinaing back together. He's going to sit behind Sir LJB looking on. He'll be anxious to get past Stewart after that mistake by Stewart. Cost him all those positions. As we look back to Pete Crichton now, he seemed to drop back a bit from his teammate. He may have made a mistake into turn 11. I think he may have even dropped out of the DRS zone. No, he's just within it. Just within it, but the gap is over a second. He'll have to gain that time back. As we now look at Contrast going onto the back straight with Rumble. Can he get the move done now? The Ferrari straight line speed advantage. As Rumble, you see, weaving on the straight. He's going to have to concede the position to the Ferrari, but he'll be looking to go over and under. Oh, he's held it. He's actually held it around the outside. Rumble's held it around the outside. Great move by Rumble to keep that position on Contrast. An amazing move as they go down through the final corner onto the main straight. Contrast now with DRS. Can he get the move done into turn 1? He's very close. Will he look for the move? No, he's just a bit too far back. Again, but he will wait a lap. Hopefully stay on the rear end as we now got Crossy. As we got Sir LJB and look at that. Harry Tomato close that gap on those medium tyres. Can he get past these three? He's looking at good points here after starting from the rear of the grid. The Hairy Tomato just seems to have a knack. Doesn't like to qualify, likes to stay out of all the shenanigans in the midfield. And just comes through in the final laps to take good points. As we got Sir LJB up the inside of turn 6. He's past Crossy in the racing point. And now he'll be charging after Stuart McKenzie. He's got to be careful not to get too aggressive. Yes, Stewart made that mistake. Yes, he pushed him onto the grass. But at the end of the day, leave it to the stewards. Can he make the move to get up into the points? If we go back, we're going to look at the Ferrari now. He's probably going to blitz past Toro Rosso once again. Very close this time. Easy move for the Ferrari driver. Will Rumble try to hold it around the outside again? No. He's looking for the over and under. He'll be looking for DRS down the main straight. Can he get the move done into turn 1 now? He's very close to the final corner. He's going to have slipstream. As we got another yellow flag down to sector 3s. Rumble tried around the outside. Oh, sorry, I was looking at other things. Around the outside, Rumble's trying on Contrast. Contrast is going to push him a slight tad wide. As now, it's just over and unders for days. Now will Rumble look for the move into turn 6. He's going to wait behind for DRS, because we got Pete now right back on the tail of his teammate. He looks to have used a bit of grass there through turn 9 and runs a slight bit wide on the exit. It's been half a second now. Can he get the move done on his teammate? He's only got 2 more chances, 3 chances possibly to do it. Onto the back straight, very close, under half a second as Darren runs wide. His tyres seem to be going off. Darren now weaving on the straight. Terrible camera angles once again from both the Mercedes drivers as Pete's going to try around the outside. Darren, late move in the braking zone. What with these camera angles? I'm moving over the battle, sorry. 2 Mercedes. Pete not managing to get the move done, but can he get the move done into turn 1? That'll be the question. He's going to have DRS. He's going to be very close. Gap just under 3/10. Can he get... Darren moves last minute in the braking zone for turn 1, but that's going to affect his run through it. Just able to hold position on his teammate. As Rumble's made it back past Contrast. As Contrast is now going to move back past Rumble unless Rumble can hold it round the outside of turn 2. He might just have a wheel in that. Contrast has forced him wide. Rumble's had to concede that position. As Sir LJB's been spun again. He's now down in 12th. Harry Tomato seems to have made a mistake as well. He's behind Plebs now. And Crossy's made it past Stuart McKenzie. Stuart McKenzie seems to be a thorn of the side today, and Plevs, another mistake, but we'll jump back on with Pete Crichton. Expert's been disqualified from the session for failing to use the required compound. That's an odd one. Haven't seen that very often. Very unusual, but last lap here, as we see. Oh, we'll look at this battle because we want to see, can Pete Crichton do it last lap? Second to the last corner, can the Mercedes driver get past his teammate? Darren defending to the inside. Pete's going to look around the outside. Can he do it? Is he going to over and under? Oh no, Darren's pushed him wide. Darren's used force on the second to last corner and pushed him wide. And that's going to keep it. Amazing how it crosses the line to win the race. As now, Pete Crichton's all the way off the track. He's not happy. He is definitely not happy with that. As the two teammates finish second and third, Swaggy's going to come across the line to finish fourth. As Rumble's gone off. Rumble's gone off from, he was in a battle with Contrast. Contrast is going to take fifth place. Rumble, awesome drive to sixth, but I wonder what happened there. Coming out of the hairpin, as we've got the two racing points, Spilly and Crossy now. They're going to come across the line. It's a nice race for Racing Point, 7 and 8. Plebs is going to come. Oh my god, 4-car battle here. Plebs is going to finish in 8th. Yep, and Harry Tomato is going to take 10th position. Sorry, Plebs is going to finish in 9th. Harry Tomato is going to take 10th. Stuart McKenzie 11th, and Sir LJB 12th. Even though I think he finished ahead of them in all those and all that. But yeah, wow, that got really confusing at the end. Amazing how dominates by 12.8 seconds over the two Mercedes, but there was definitely, I wouldn't be surprised if there'll be some talks at Mercedes about what happened going into that hairpin. Just looked like Darren just left no room for Pete. Sat on the apex and pushed him wide. Could Pete have got past Darren out of the hairpin? Who knows? And then we had Contrast and Rumble out of the hairpin as well. Rumble going off the circuit. I wonder what happened there. But at the end of the day, it was Amazing Hour who just stormed off. Didn't want to be seen. No battles, no nothing. 12.8 seconds. Can anyone stop him from winning this championship? He's done 3 on the trot now. 75 points. But here we have it. Amazing Hour from the two Mercedes drivers. What could have been for those two? Swaggy in 4th. Contrast in 5th. Rumble in 6th. Billy in 7th. Crossy in 8th, Plevs in 9th, Harry Tomato in 10th. He picks up the final point. Then we have Stuart McKenzie, LJB, Zep, I'm Chucky, Andre Gamu, and then our only DNF, Dubsy at the start of the race. Very unfortunate mistake. And then Expert getting disqualified for using the wrong tyres. Very rare one, however. We've got to see multiple penalties here for multiple drivers. Stuart and LJB were both in the top 10, I think, but penalties dropped them out. But that race heated up on the final 2 laps. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Had the two Mercedes going at it, the two Contrast and Rumble going at it. We had a 4-car battle for the final points positions. What could have been? I could not keep up with it at the end. This session ending is being very dodgy at the moment. It said it was going to end in about 4 seconds, but it didn't. But yeah, it's now Amazing Hour takes a dominant championship lead. Only after 3 rounds. Anything can happen, 21 races. But you got to say he's looking well on track to keep and retain his championship this season. Unless the two Mercedes drivers can stop squabbling and fight him. But anyway guys, this has been AOR PS4 Round 3 of the Chinese Grand Prix. I'm your shitty commentator, Dynamite. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, it's just a boring race in the middle, but overall thorough. The last couple of laps really intense. But anyway guys, I will see you all next week.